Yeah, okay. So we're the Panthers, and my name is Layla.
Matt Rondo.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Brady McCarran.
Our invention is called the RITA. It stands, sorry. Our invention is called the RITA. It stands for Robotic Integrated Tracking Apparatus. It is a device that would allow the pet owners to watch over their pets and stay close to them at any, like, even when they're not home. The RITA will have a camera, a wireless communication, and a transmitter. It will also notify the pet owner if the pet leaves the confines of the house, and if there was an option for a warning sound if the pet goes into a restricted room. And it also gives the owners a way to see the pets through the video camera. Our group has done research in order to find out what the best way to market in the domestic and international markets, to find out which way would be more appreciated in those markets.
All right. So, for the domestic market, we looked up some companies that did some research on statistics for pet ownership, and we found two different sources: the American Veterinary Medical Association and the American Pet Product Association. The unfortunate thing is, what happened was they're giving us different information, right? So the AVMA, the veterinary one, they're saying that pet ownership's declining, where the APPA, the Pet Production Association, is saying that it's increasing. But the census was using the veterinary one, so that's more the one that we were using. So it did say that the percentage of households that owned at least one pet at the end of the year 2011 was 56%, but that was down 2.4% from 2006. 43.3 million, or 36.5% of American households own dogs. That was down 1.9%, and 36.1 million, or 30.4% of American households own cats, and that was down 6.2% from 2006. There's also been a decline in the average number of dogs and cats owned per household. It was about 2 dogs in 2007, then it went down to 1.6 in 2012, and there were about 2.5 cats owned in 2007, and it went down to 2.1 in 2012. There was a total of 69.9 million dogs owned at the end of the year in 2011, down 3% from 2006, and there's a total of 74.1 million cats, and that was down 9.4% from 2006. Some other interesting stuff we got from that was that 81% of the females and 19% of males are primarily responsible for taking care of the pets. So that was interesting because that should kind of help us determine who our target market is going to be. We're more going to be focusing probably on females. Another interesting fact that we found out was total veterinarian visits for dogs has gone up 9.2%, but for cats it actually went down 4.4%. 29% of dog owners and 22% of cat owners actually didn't take the animals to the vet because they couldn't afford it. So those are people that wouldn't be in our target market. And also the other thing that we found out too is that the pet population is aging. 48% of dogs are 6 or older, and 56% of cats are 6 or older. And again, this information can help us, determine who we're going to market the product to. And that was all from the Veterinarian Association, but the Pet Ownership Association, has different information. According to their research, dog ownership has gone up, and so hasn't cat ownership gone up. They find that there's a total of 95.6 million dogs and 95.6 million cats in the United States. But even though this information is conflicting, we can still get some useful information from these sources. We're looking at about 35 to 40% of households who have dogs, and 30 to 35% of households who have cats. Over half of households have either a dog or a cat or both. We've also found that the pet population is aging. However, as the economy continues to improve, there may be an increase in a family's willingness to get pets. And we'll probably want to market our product more to women than to men. And the cool thing about this product is there's no similar product on the market at this point, right? So, you know, it's gonna look like one of those little vacuums, and it's gonna, you know, we're gonna be able to see our animal, the pet from our smartphones. You know, we'll be able to communicate with it, and it'll, you know, just be able to be eyes and ears for the animal. And so that's going to be helpful. But you know, even though there's not going to be any competition right now, we still thought, you know, it'd be useful to do a SWOT analysis. So some of the strengths of this product are, you know, people can be in constant contact with their animals at all times, like whether you're at work, whether you're just out doing your thing, like all you have to do is just open up the app. You know, another strength is owners can talk to their pets when they're not at home, and they can help calm down or smooth animals that have anxiety when the owners are away. And pets also can be trained when the owner's away. Like, you know, if you don't want, like Fido on the couch, you can be like, Fido, get off the couch, and hopefully Fido gets off the couch. Weaknesses is Rita might not be able to get into every room, and right now it doesn't have the capability of going upstairs. Some animals might be afraid of a talking machine. And a dog or cat would potentially, you know, knock over Rita if they decide to play with the product, and this would pretty much make it useless until someone puts it back up, because, you know, if it's knocked over, tilted to the side, then you can't follow the animal. Opportunities is Rita would be a new product to the market, and there would be no competition yet. People might be willing to pay a decent amount of money to have constant and consistent access to their pet. And we could respond to customers' needs quickly by allowing them to get software updates for Rita and for the app. Threat, so just like an opportunity, a threat is the fact that Rita would be new to the market, and people might not be convinced that they want this or that it would be worth their money. People might not have access to the technology that they need for Rita, and Rita could be expensive to produce. Someone could come in and potentially produce Rita much cheaper and sell it for less. And then the final thing that we did for the domestic marketing strategy is we did a survey. So the first few questions were just demographic questions. Like, first of all, we want to know, do you actually own a dog or a cat? We want to know the gender of people who are, you know, answering this, where they live, and their approximate income, just to help us, you know, figure out who our target market is. And then we asked about questions like if people would actually be interested in this product. Like, would you be interested in being able to monitor and communicate with your pet from your mobile home, and how interested are you with what your animal's doing when you're not away? And then we asked some questions about, you know, what the animal actually does when someone's not home. Because some animals you know, destroy stuff. Some animals knock over, you know, barrels. So, you know, the first thing we asked is does your pet suffer from anxiety when you're away? Because, you know, with the aging pet population, we were thinking that maybe, you know, if the pet can just even hear someone's voice, it might just calm them down if they're getting, you know, too upset about things. You know, does your pet ever ruin things when you're away? Does your pet ever get into the trash when you're away? And are there rooms in your house that you don't want your animal in? And then another really important question that we were asking is, do you actually have a smartphone? Because if people don't have access to this technology, it's going to be pretty much, you know, it's not really worth getting it. And then we kind of asked how much we can expect to make from this. So first thing we asked was, how much do you think you would pay for a device that would how much do you think you'd pay for this device? And then, you know, obviously, you know, being good marketers, we're looking at adding those extras. So we asked, would you be willing to pay a small monthly fee for access to the app? And would you be willing to pay a small monthly fee to get continued software updates? And then the last question that we asked is, would you be willing to talk about this product with a friend, just because, you know, if people are that interested in just getting by through word of mouth, that's, you know, can put us on a really good footing. But that's for the domestic marketing strategy. Now, the international.
Good morning, and today I'm going to talk about the international marketing strategy for our product, the Rita. The Rita is the first and only one of its kind so far in the category of pet monitoring. We are on the verge of international success. For our global marketing analysis, we look to a small country on the northwestern coast of Africa. We chose Morocco. We specifically looked at that country because of the rise, or the substantial growth in the pet population and the growth in the country's GDP. Over the last 5 years, 2006 to 2011, the pet population has risen substantially 10.4% to be exact. More specifically, cat ownership has grown 13.2% and dog ownership 7.2%. Dogs are among the majority of the pet population in Morocco, amounting for 1.841 million dogs in 2011, up from 1.699 million in 2006, as well as the population increasing to 479,000 in 2011 for cats to from 418,000 cats in 2006. Retail sales were something that we looked at when it came to the pet care area. Specifically, in Morocco, on average, in the year 2011, there were 44.7 million US dollars sold in retail sales for your pet care. That's up from 29.1 million in 2006. Of the 44.7 million, $3.8 million was for pet care products specifically. The remainder was for solely pet food. That number, by the year 2016, is expected to jump from up to $5.4 million in pet care products alone. With that substantial growth there, we feel that our product will be able to have the opportunity to make its way to everyone in that country. For our SWOT analysis, it was very similar to the domestic SWOT analysis, but we had to look at a few different factors. The culture is so different in Morocco, we weren't sure that people felt the same way about their pets. In America, people, you have your cat, you have your dog. That's their children to some people. They will do anything for their pet. It may not be the same way in Morocco. And unfortunately, in our research, we weren't able to reach out to Moroccans to find out if their pets were considered children to them. So our strengths are that, like I said, we are the only one of its kind at the moment. Our weaknesses, our product may not be able to access every room. Animals could knock it over. We don't know that people care the same about their pets in Morocco as they do in the United States. Our opportunities are that this market is on the rise. And if we take our product there, we have the ability to grow so far. And if we can grow there, we can grow everywhere. Threats to our company, or to our product, the Rita, are that there are so many other companies out there, big companies, Pedigree, all these companies, that they could come up with a similar product, and they have the ability to produce it and manufacture it at a lower cost than us. It's unfortunate, but that's something that we are trying to avoid. We did create 2 surveys to send out to people, one in English and one in Arabic. Along the same lines of the domestic survey, we start off asking about the demographics of the country, asking the people if they own cats or dogs, are you male or female, what type of area do you live in, and your income range. Then we ask them questions about the product interest, giving them specific examples of what the product can do, and if we felt that they could use that to their benefit. We also asked them if they have smartphones, tablets, etc., if they will be able to use that to their advantage. Without those products, unfortunately, this product is pretty useless to them. Then we asked what they are willing to pay. Product is going to cost. It's not going to be a $29.95 at Walmart product. It's going to be a product that is going to hopefully get into big box retailers, but to start, we're going to be online and hopefully in some small pet shops. Then we got into if you felt that this product was needed, if you would talk about it with others, because our marketing can only get so far online but word of mouth from the consumer is the best way for us to get around.
So in conclusion, we've decided that it makes the most sense to market exclusively in the States because of various barriers that we would run into with marketing in Morocco. Thank you so much for your time and have a good day.
Oh, no, we have questions now. And could you all three kind of stand up there together, and can you get that shot?
Mhm.
Of all of them? Oh, okay.
Right there.
So, before I ask questions from the audience? What questions do you have about?
You said that it couldn't reach upstairs to the second floor. Why was that an issue?
So it's similar, the product is similar to the design of the Roomba from iRobot.
Right.
It's going to be a small device that just travels along the walls and the furniture, and there's going to be a sensor in your animal's collar that sends off a signal to go in the right direction. So if your animal goes upstairs, unfortunately, there's no way for our product to get upstairs.
And the other thing is too, like maybe over time we want to develop a way to do that and remarket the product, have them buy it twice.
Yeah.
There's always room for growth and expansion with this product.
So you having like a thing run around cleaning up a dog's or cat's mess, if anything, you know?
Well, that's somebody else's product.
Oh,
Would this, like you say, it gives off a signal?
Yep.
Is that harmful?
It's,
I mean, how do we know it's not?
Uh,
It's electronic rays going.
there's
right?
other products out there that are like sensors for your pets, that if they hit a certain point, like the electric fences, you know, it's a sensor, or the, what is it?
I think where you're trying to go is like it basically. I see where you're at. It's a low level wave that goes this way. It's not going into it. It's projecting outward away from the dog. So
Okay.
if the dog has a collar, it's projecting it this way.
Yeah.
Because being a pet owner,
You don't want your animal to be harmed by any sort of waves, and we understand that. And that's something that we look to make sure does not happen, because we understand that your animal is your child to some people.
yeah,
And we don't want harm to be caused to them. We want your life to be easier.
because your firm would be liable.
Yes.
Yeah, there would be a liability. Now, just a couple of questions. Rita, is very a great name, or acronym. Are you going to register that name, Rita?
If we can.
Legal, yeah.
We'd have
Go
to-
through the legal process
we'd
to
have to-
have like that
Yeah.
arm,
Yeah.
you know.
To go through the registered trademark process, we'd look to do that. At this time, we want to see if the product is going to take off under that name. In our initial test market, we want to see if it's something that's going to be worth it, or if this was just a waste of time.
I see. Okay, and the other question I have, what is the price of this product?
Yeah. What's the price?
How much is this?
He says it's not no $29.99. You gonna get at Walmart.
Well, at this point, we don't really have too much of a price. We need to see exactly how much it's
We
going to
haven't
cost.
received-
But what's some of the price
Well, we're
ranges you may have?
Uh,
Possibilities?
Well, we're probably looking like, probably between like 100 and 200.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But we need the feedback from our consumer survey to be able to go along and find out what they're willing to pay, what we can make it for, and find the best medium there.
And it also depends too, like how many should we sell? Like if we're gonna sell a lot of them, like we can sell it for cheaper. If we're not gonna sell as many, it's gonna have to cost a little bit more. That's why like it's kind of like a big range, like between 100 and 200. Hopefully over time we can lower the cost. But
Hopefully it'll be 3 easy payments of $69.99.
That's right, Professor Don. You better tell them, man. They're gonna take their product to China.
Bring it into the Shark Tank.
Yeah, it's child labor over here, bro.
Well, so you're saying one of the main factors of why your target audience, which are women pet owners, I think you said
It's
that.
not necessarily just women. There are statistics that show that guys also feel the same, like not all, but that some guys would also feel like their pet is also a child.
Oh, correct, but I think you said your target audience.
Yeah, well, we were looking at, because some of the statistics were telling us that, you know, that females, 81% of the females are making the buying decisions for the animal.
Right, okay,
So-
so that's your targeted audience,
So far right now,
females.
but we also have to understand we have the Survey Monkey survey, so if like if females like, we're not interested in this, like, because guys like gadgets a little bit more. So that's just something we're going off on, but like if, you know, if you find that the guys are liking the gadgets and they're the ones that want to buy this and the females are like, oh no, we're wasting money, we'll probably target more to the guys. It really depends on like the results of the survey. and who's really
Okay,
interested.
so you have to really do your market research. So, but one of the key factors why a person, a buyer would purchase your product is because of their relationship to their pet as a child, or their relationship, right?
It's that security that you know that your animal is okay, and that you have the ability to see your animal, and that your animal can see you. It's good for you, and it's good for your animal.
I see. So that's one of the key factors, and that's why you didn't want to go into Morocco, because you didn't feel that they had the same relationship with the pet owners in Morocco didn't have the same relationship as those in the United States.
We didn't really know exactly what the pet ownership was going to be like, and there's just already just like, because Morocco it's a country we're not really familiar with, there's just too many unknowns. So until we get established somewhere, we'd rather not just do too much.
I see. Right. Are there any other questions? All right, thank you.